Welcome to Jofer Jeff, and I just saw a great horror movie I'm going to tell you about called Charlie's Farm, and it stars Tara Reid. Don't let that stop you. She's awesome in the movie. Also stars Bill Moseley and Kane Hodder, and let me set it up for you. It takes place in Australia. It's about a outback farming family called the Wilsons, and they like to kidnap people, torture them, murder them, rape them, and eat them. When it takes place, they have already tied up a young girl to the bed and killed her friends, and are about to eat her friends. Finally, a mob comes up to the house. They're on to the family. They're going to burn them down. Charlie Wilson, the head of the family, tries to go out and talk to him. If you've seen Texas Chainsaw, kind of like that. Now, there's the father of the family, the wife, and they have an adopted child. It's deformed. It's about 9 years old. It's a boy. He's just as psychotic as everybody else. And I guess he's Charlie. One of the members of the mob shoots the father. The mother and the son run out through the back of the house. They hide out in the barn where the boy goes into hiding in the tunnels underneath. The mob catches up to the mother and kill her too. Now go back years later, and the farm is kind of turned into a local legend. A lot of people still disappear about there, so locals stay away from it. And here where the stupid people come in. Tara Reid and her friends are backpacking or camping through the area. They hear about the house and they decide, let's go. Bad move number one. Finally they call their friend, who's played by Kane Hodder. He knows where the house is. He gives them directions. They decide, hey, let's just go there. We'll spend the night, check it out. We'll leave. So they get up there, they find the gate locked, they go in by foot, and they find the house and everything, and it's kind of run down. So they decide to spend the night, and there are 4 of them. The next morning, 2 other people show up, just passing by. They want to add to the body count. So this is where it gets exciting. Everybody splits up into groups of 2. We'll start with the first group. Those are the 2 people who just show up to get killed. You don't need to know anything about them. Anyway, they wander into a barn. Bad things happen. 2 of them end up in a creek to have sex. Bad things happen to them. I don't want to give too much of the plot away. I normally do that during my videos, but this time I don't want to. Let me tell you about the movie. Bill Moseley plays the father of the Wilson family. He's only in the movie a few minutes. He basically plays every character Bill Moseley has ever played. Same thing. He's charming, but he's psychotic. He's likable. Kane Hodder plays he's a boxing coach. He's a friend of the family. When they don't call back, he gets worried and he heads out to the farm. What's kind of funny is he goes into the house looking for his friends, and one of the main characters' name is Jason. So it's basically Kane Hodder looking around this abandoned house going, Jason? Jason? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, yeah. The killer in this movie. Think Grim Reaper. Big, long hair, yellow eyes, looks like death, and built like a professional wrestler, wearing a huge animal skin trench coat, carrying a large bladed weapon. He too is a cannibal. He's been living on the grounds ever since his family died. If you don't want any more spoilers, let me just end it right there and tell you this is a great movie. You got to track it down and watch it. I had a blast watching it. If you want to know how it ends, here's where it ends. So the first 2 couple, they go into the barn. And he picks up this wicked modified axe. And he thinks nothing of it, but he puts it down. They go into the garage, they look around, they find a bed. They think, oh, somebody's been living here. But they brush it off. And they start to walk out of the barn, and the first guy gets out the doorway, gets the axe right in the chest. The girl screams, she runs back in the barn and hides. The giant killer goes in, basically looks for her, finds her, knocks her out, puts her head under a giant tractor wheel, and then rolls it over. So they're gone. Then we go to the next couple. It's a guy named Jacko, or Donkey, or I forget his name. But he's kind of chubby, wears bikini brief underwear. And he's been trying to hit on this other girl, and he's finally working. They go skinny dipping. They're in the water. They're making out. Right before they're about to do it, the girl looks up and says, oh my God, look at that guy. He's watching us. Now imagine if you're in this situation, you turn around, and there is a 7-foot world strongman with a giant bladed weapon that I cannot even describe, and he's staring at you really funny. Do you go and approach him and tell him to go away? Or do you run for your life? He picks the one where you die right away. How he dies is funny. He goes up basically, he's in his underwear and says, "Hey man, go away, leave us alone. I'm trying to, This doesn't work." He basically gets his dick cut off and shoved down his own throat in one of the best scenes of the movie. Now the girl sees this and she was getting dressed. She freaks and runs off. Now this is not a Michael Myers killer who just walks slowly. This guy runs, and he runs quick. In fact, he outruns her. He catches her, throws her to the ground, and proceeds to rip her jaw off while she's alive. It's gory, it's gross, it's awesome. And oh, it looked painful, because she doesn't die right after it comes off. She stays alive for a little while. So 4 down, 2 to go. The other couple, Tara Reid and her boyfriend, they go into the main house. The boyfriend doesn't show up for a while, so she goes in looking for him. But then he finds her and they hide, and he says, "We're not alone in this house." And basically it's a cat and mouse game between the killer and these two. Now, Kane Hodder shows up looking for his friends, and that's where you get the whole, Jason, where are you? So Kane Hodder and Charle have a huge fight, and it's an awesome fight. And sad to say, Kane Hodder does not win. He dies, but he puts up a great fight. Then the smaller guy tries to fight the giant. He fares much worse. Tara Reid tries to get away. She gets knocked out. She wakes up in one of the tunnels. She finds where all the bodies have been hidden. There's a huge tunnel system under the farm. She tries to escape. One of the mob members, you'll see them earlier in the movie. They tried to talk them into leaving or going to the farm. He shows up with a rifle. They run into each other. They try to run away, but he dies. He gets an axe in the back. Now Tara Reid does something actually pretty smart. She picks up the rifle and shoots him. Awesome. He takes a 30-06 to the chest. And here's the final spoiler. It didn't kill him. She makes it over to the truck where she's about to drive off, and then boom, the killer shows up behind her, impales her with the giant weapon, pulls it then back out. Movie over. Love this movie to death. I had a great time watching this. I'm going to watch it again. It was that awesome. Sure, it takes place in Australia, but it kind of has a generic feeling all about it. There's great gore. The person who played Charle, the monster, he scares the living piss out of anybody. And he looks great doing it. The yellow eyes, the long hair, the beard. He just looks scary. Which is why I didn't think that guy who got out of the water, "Hey, let me go over to that giant over there with the wreath," or whatever the hell he's carrying, and let me go reason to him. Yeah. He kind of deserves getting his dick cut off, quite honestly. I love this movie. I hope they make more. I'd love to see another one. Kane Hodder is great in this movie. Like I said, Bill Moseley is Bill Moseley. He's awesome in the movie. It's a great setup. I had a great time. I really recommend it. I hope you can find it. And don't let Tara Reid scare you away. She actually does really good in this. A little old to be playing a backpacker. I mean, she's like 40 now. But I had a great time with her, and it was great. Enjoy. Please like and subscribe, and I'll have some more movie reviews for you later. Thanks for watching.